Alzheimer's. My mother developed early onset Alzheimer's, and I was wondering why would she do that as opposed to just croaking? Or why would she even do, why would she do that?
Well, it's interesting because both reemerging into non-physical, which is a absolute release of resistance, and withdrawing from detailed focus, like in dementia or Alzheimer's, is a sort of releasing of resistance. We don't mean to imply that everyone who has what you call a death experience is doing so to escape, but it is an escape from or a withdrawal from resistance. So sometimes through life, people develop this powerful asking where contrast causes them to ask in a very strong way. But because of their habits of thought, they aren't able to release the resistance and find that relief. And if life has caused them to ask a lot so that this calling is very, very strong, and they also are afraid of dying or don't think they're ready or any number of things, then they keep themselves focused here even though they are reaching for a withdrawal from it. And so always that sort of dementia is like a softer, easier way of releasing the physical or releasing the resistance of the physical. She feels better.
Right.
She feels better in her inability to focus. And so there are a lot of people, it's interesting, even in a very extreme case, we were visiting with a mother one day of a daughter who had taken her own life. And we were trying to explain to this mother how her daughter's life had caused her to ask in such a strong way, but she couldn't figure out how to accomplish that alignment while she was still in her physical body. And so she literally followed a sort of inspiration to reemerge into non-physical. And as we were visiting with her mother was not the least bit satisfied with our answer, but even more with what her daughter had done. And what it came right down to, in fact, we even had an interesting conversation. This mother explained rather vividly to us that she was happier with her daughter miserable here than dead here. And we get that. In other words, we know all of the reasons that this mother wanted this, but we offer that sort of stark analogy in the same answer to this. There are a lot of people who want their parents to be vividly aware of what's going on here, even if their attention to it is causing them discomfort. And we like to say, isn't it nice that even though we would far rather teach you how to get into the vortex to find your alignment and your relief than to have you have to lose your ability to focus. We've been teasing for a long time that many of you, as you're attempting to become deliberate creators, could really use a good lobotomy. Because getting rid of all of that habit of thought that is holding you in resistance. But we said the disadvantage in that is you give up everything, all the good things. In other words, so Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia are evidence of resistance, otherwise they wouldn't exist, but they are also a softer, gentler way of releasing from resistance and a way of finding relief. And so let us just be very blunt. In the same way that people sometimes drink alcohol in order to release their trouble, or they use drugs to release their trouble, a lot of people these days are using Alzheimer's.